Now, it takes a lot of talent, technique, and knowledge to be a successful musician. Talent enough is insufficient. You should be backed up with a lot of practice, learning, and all that has to go with it. And that's why we have right here in the studio Joshua Naze, aka Naze, the person who did that amazing song you just listened to. He's sitting right here in the studio with us. Good morning, Joshua, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for that beautiful song. I would say I like your trousers because you have a lot of trousers, you like 5 or 10 trousers inside one trouser, a lot of pockets. It's a new style. I'm sure people will copy it very soon. Joshua, that song was amazing. You sound like Burna Boy. Have you been told that before?
Yeah, that's like who I look up to.
If you really look up, so I just knew. But then let's talk about you. Who is Joshua?
Joshua is a very creative, free, inspiring person.
I'm sure it's not your real voice. What's the ginger I used to use to sing
no, like
songs?
this is my real voice. I'm pretty a bit
really?
shy.
All right.
Oh,
really?
okay. Interesting.
Okay, just go on. Okay.
You didn't look shy there, though.
You didn't look shy
like,
there.
because that's something like I do, like, so
when
my
you're in
element.
You were in the spirit. You had to deliver, but now you're out of the spirit, so it's okay. Okay, so just
So basically, I've been doing music for a while, like since professional, like 2016. Yeah, but like it's been a hard journey pushing yourself as an independent artist. So I schooled in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just finished school. So
great.
I'm waiting to get my papers, so I'll be back. But basically now I'm working on an EP called Hardest Out Volume 1.
Hardest what?
Hardest Out Volume 1.
Oh, okay.
Basically the whole idea is like I'm coming from a place of hardship, you see. So like this is the hardest out, but I still made it out. Do you understand? That's why the name is Hardest Out Volume 1.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep like doing more.
So that basically, the EP will basically reflect on your struggles, your journey.
Like I even have a song I just dropped, Suffer No Dey Tire You. It's basically about the government. And, yeah. So that's one of the songs that'll be on the EP.
Okay, but let's start from the basic. How did you delve into music? You said you've been doing this professionally for 6 years now, 2016. But before then, did you join, the choir in church or something? How did music start for you?
I started basic. I felt I just loved it. Like it's always been there. Like I always used to watch TV and be like, I think I used to like Joey Badass. There's one guy called Joey Badass. He's a very, very good rapper in America.
Okay.
So I think he inspired me.
You think? I mean, you're putting a social, or you know?
I know he inspired me because like he's a very conscious rapper.
Okay.
So like he talks about a lot of things. So he was one of the first people that really channeled my energy to music. And I had friends that were doing music then. I grew up with, like, you might know some of them, like Wonder Banton, LOS, Bridge, Zama, the Santi that sings.
Yeah.
I went to my school, so basically we're all in the same school, so
the same space.
Yeah.
So then you've talked about a lot of struggles you've had to go through as an independent artist, and the challenges here. You mentioned that, of course, that has been able to build you to even releasing some songs. Now let's talk about how these challenges, how did it come by? Is it as being an independent artist in terms of money, or in terms of acceptance, your kind of music, or your personality, on how the society sees musicians?
I think basically it's everything in general. Money, personality. Most times you have to look in a certain way for people to accept you.
Okay, yeah, I understand. But let's take it one after the other. Money, you mentioned it, then personality, then looking in a certain way. I'm really interested in all of those things, but just take it step by step.
The money, basically, music takes a lot.
Okay.
Especially not just making the music. I think it's easier to make the music. But when it's hard, it's like the promotion, marketing, and all that. Okay. Yeah. So you need like a very big facilitator, someone that can pour enough money into your music that will take it all around the globe.
Let me come in here. But looking at, the digital age, it was not 10 years ago where you still needed to print on CDs and take it to, your radio stations or TV stations to play. With the digital space or the social media world, you don't think it's easier to, publicize or promote your music?
It's a bit easier, but it's still money. Those digital platforms, if you want your audience to get a more broader audience, I think you need money. Like Instagram, you need to put money, finance your post, like promote it. So everything still goes down to money. you need money for everything, like basically. Because even on Twitter too, there are ads, you have to pay for money. Snapchat, you have to pay for you to go like broad. You can't just post and everybody just sit on your page when you're not really out there.
Okay, you said it's cheaper. Let me use your word to make the music than even promote it. But making the music will mean you pay for a producer who will charge you for the beats. You probably pay for a sound engineer who will help you mix and master. You know, you book studio sessions. All of that, isn't that as expensive as the promotion itself?
To me, I don't know. Because you see, you can get free beats online. Sometimes you don't really need.
But that's plagiarism, intellectual theft.
Yeah, true. But you see those free beats, they have like a platform you can buy them from, like a cheaper price, like probably like $20.
So they're not free.
Yeah, they're not free.
And then they're not free in that sense.
Yeah, in that sense. But you could use that to practice. You don't need to drop it like on those platforms that are going to take it off. Like you could just drop it on the free platform. No, you're not making money. Or if you just try to get like a fan base first. So I think that's what most people do. That's why people drop like freestyles on Instagram and things. Just to get like attention. So once you get our attention, now
the buzz is there.
Yeah.
All right, now let me come in. You mentioned money and looking a certain way. Now you've talked about the money aspect, which of course everybody will talk about, especially with the state of economy in Africa, in the world, because you mentioned it's good in Ghana. So now let's look at you looking in a certain way. How has that affected, or how is that supposed to be a challenge in your music?
Musically, because you need to be accepted. You need to look. You need to have dreads, pierce your ears.
Are you sure?
Most of the times,
he's a veteran. He doesn't have
maybe
dreads.
because
I don't know. A couple of them, they are veteran. Maybe
although some have tattoos, some have
But then,
but there's a lifestyle he'll probably live, like that has to complement that music. He has to. I don't know, but like I feel there's a lifestyle that comes with it behind the whole.
Does it involve the fake it to make it lifestyle? Because a lot of people will say, I'm coming to that. A lot of people say because you, for instance, I've had people speak about this and say because I live on the mainland, they are seeing me as a kind of way that I rather live on the island, so I'll be perceived as a Lagos big boy than. Is it part of it, or have a car? Even if I have to borrow the car.
People are not confident in what they are doing.
Confidence.
If you know what you do, like you don't need all that. Like, if you know you're good, like.
But just mention acceptance. Some people, sometimes you're good, but you're not accepted. You have to do what to make them accept you. It may not be the best practice.
But I feel that has to boil down to the music. You have to study what they want. You might, like you said, Two-Face, he didn't look like that, but like his sound was complementing what the people wants to hear. Like that's the most important thing. Like you have to think about the audience, not like yourself.
I was about coming there. Again, music is a reflection of the artist's creative abilities. Now, you talked about the need to match up with the expectations of the people in terms of giving them the kind of sound they want. But there's also the place of self-expression. You're expressing yourself in terms of your thoughts and creativity. If it's not matching up to what the, in quote, majority wants, don't you think you should still, in quote, stay original and create a niche for yourself? I mean, not everyone is into the pop sound kind of thing. You have your Brimo, you have your Johnny Drill and all, and they still have their audience. So in terms of acceptability, why should you allow what they want affect you when you can always create a niche for yourself?
You know, like I feel maybe that happens basically when you're growing. Because you're trying to get audiences, so you have to dive into different genres. Like try to experiment which one, like it's not like you're not original, but like you just have to experiment to know, test the waters. Like that's the same thing Davido would have done. Burna Boy, Wizkid, they would have experimented with a lot of sounds first. They got a lot of people attracted to them before they say, okay, now they can do what they are good at. That's why Wizkid now can drop a song that's at mid-tempo and you still play it. Because now he's known and he's accepted for that sound.
Every song is a hit. Every song he drops will be a hit,
Okay, so talking about sound now, what would you call your sound, or what would you define as your sound? That those who tell you Afrofusion or Afro rap, Afro beats, everyone seems to want to have that Afro, you know, as a prefix to whatever sound they make. So, what's your sound?
Well, I'll say Afrofusion because I mix mostly a lot of drill music, Afro pop. So like I'll say Afrofusion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your journey into music. You mentioned earlier that you just realized you like music. I don't know, practicing music in Ghana, what's it like? That's just a side question as compared to Nigeria. What's it like?
Or like Ghanaians accept you easily.
Because you're Nigerian.
Facts. Like there's a lot of love there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's so sad. Well, it's like you're saying that they accept you more than your...
Yes, like when I was in Ghana, like I think before my Nigerian friends started paying attention to me, you see, the Ghanaians, they already accepted me. So I think that made the Nigerians out here like,
who's this guy?
Why? Like, why do they like him? Like, I like my friends, Joey Leeds, you must have heard of them, Free the Youth, the staff for Davido, most of the, so like, those are people that really support me. Anytime I post, like, they repost.
But why do you think they liked you? Was it because of your sound unique based on what they had?
Like, you know, like, I'm someone that doesn't give up. Like, I'm always at your neck. Like, you have to do this for me. Like, do you understand? Because of the same way I love the music, the same way I chase the dream. Yeah, so that's basically what they like about me. I'm always working.
Yeah, now that was a side question. Sorry, something.
No, it's all right.
Okay, no, that was a side question. I just wanted to know the acceptance level in Ghana was like. But then your journey into music, you mentioned you just realized you like music. And how was your family? You talk about acceptance, it's very important. How was your family? You know, you are their own, so they can obviously not throw you away. They may not like it, but they cannot throw you away. But I want to know how did your family, or did you get to make them accept it? Are they still trying to accept that this is the reality with our son?
I think, every normal parent wants you to go to school.
Okay.
So, but I always used to tell them, I don't think school is for me, but I used to tell them, I want to go and study something in school, like a skill set, maybe cinematography or music itself. You know, your parents will be like, oh, no, you have to study medicine. But it got to a point, they said that, every time they give me money sometimes from school, I'll use out of TV to record. Like, so my dad used to listen to the song and be like, he's actually good, and he took interest. And I think he's the one that even registered my company.
Oh, that's great.
After so many fights and things, you know?
Like, he just accepted it. Even he knows I'm here. Like, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's great.
That's great.
I mean, it's good to have, parents support their kids in what they do, especially when it comes to jobs that are seemingly not conventional, like your doctors, lawyers, and what have you. Oftentimes the narrative is, dad was against it. Maybe it's mom that shielded me and all. But the fact that dad is even supportive and can go all the way to register, your company, it shows that you have great parents. Shout out to him. Kudos to him. I'm talking about your song now. How did the journey start? I know you rap. Do you sing as well? Do you produce? Are you a songwriter?
Yeah, I sing. A bit, not like sing, but like Burna Boy's kind of.
Burna Boy's kind of singing.
You just sing on the surface.
Yeah.
So you're strictly a rapper.
I'll put in and say I'm an artist.
Okay.
I prefer that.
Oh, you prefer to general term artist rather than rapper.
Okay, but you write your songs?
Yeah, I write everything. I stopped writing.
Why?
Like, I don't know, it becomes easy for me if I like it. It just pops in my head. Yeah, I don't, like, most of the songs I don't write. It's been a problem with my friends and the vibe just comes. I'm like, that would be a mad chorus. Just put it down. Then when I get to the studio, I just drop probably that chorus, then listen to it and write to it. So, but like, I hardly write.
Because I was about asking that those who probably have to listen to a beat first, feel the beat, vibe to it, and then they try to freestyle and then put pen to paper. That those who have probably written first, maybe not necessarily like a poem, but they would have written the lyrics and they now try to find the beats to complement it and the sound and rhythm and all of that. So how do you work in terms of production when you get to the studio? The producer plays the beat and then you vibe to it and you spit, or you have your lyrics down. You just tell him, give me any beats, I jump on it.
Most times, he just plays the beat, or sometimes I have a vibe in my head.
Okay.
I could just sing it to him, and he just play something that rhymes with that.
Okay.
But most times, he just play the beat, and I just shuffle through. I'm like, okay, I like this one.
Okay.
And I probably...
So you sample different beats and then you pick one?
I like being diverse.
Diverse, Now, tell us what you think about the Nigerian music industry? I know you had already mentioned that in Ghana, the Ghanaians accepted you more, and that's already making me feel the kind of way as a patriotic
Nigerian. It feels good though, because I mean, considering the recent squabbles, Stone Boy, Burna Boy, this, that, and all of that, it's just good to have African brothers accept one another regardless of.
But it's not in the Bible that the prophet is without. How the Bible uses it?
The prophet is honored in some time.
That's how, and that part of them that said is without respect or something.
Okay,
I can't I know you don't know that part. Though.
Really?
Do you know the part of the Bible that said that? Okay, you don't know. Well, it's okay not to know it. But then, how has the Nigerian music industry been for you? What would you say, an overview, if you were asked to have an overview of the Nigerian music industry, what would you say it's like?
It's very broad.
Okay.
Like, Nigerians are very talented.
No, not just the good part. You could also talk about the bad part too. It's
just that, like, our Nigerian industry, there's more about politics in it.
Music industry.
Over in other countries, you can be talented and make it out. Like, you don't have to spend so much. But out here, it's like everybody wants to eat from you before you get to the top. So they want to see that, okay, you can bring something to the table. There's a lot of politics, a lot of people trying to steal your records or steal your resources. You could be with like a big artist now. He'll be probably telling you he's going to sign you, he's just probably using you for your resources. Like probably when you're recording, he wants you around because he knows that, okay, you have a vibe that he can use on his music.
And he needs that vibe.
So they do that a lot here. Like
that's what you mean by the politicization of the industry. Okay, because
it's sad,
it's sad. I know the band was, immersed in one accusation like that just about 3 weeks or a month ago, or something similar as well. And you've had different, artists. I mean, the famous Wizkid and Dami Crane saga, the whole bottle incident and all was as a result of that. But it's quite unfortunate that we have, intellectual theft in the industry. You've talked about monetization as well. I understand that. But I still want to take you up on the politicization. I know Kiss Daniel, once tweeted about that, saying there was a cabal in the industry. That's less than 6 months ago. Is it, when you mean politicization, beyond issue of intellectual theft, top artists or A-rated artists trying to steal from, the fast pricing and all of that? I'm looking at politicization from the aspect of, do you have a scenario wherein that certain producers who just want to work with a certain group of people who are at the top? It's almost like a capitalist sort of way. Because what I'm asking is, going by what Kiss Daniel said, or the accusation he made, that there was a cabal in the industry and all, so sometimes they just try to, restrict the growth of others. Is that also the case for you? Yeah,
I think I understand what he said, because I know someone that, like, used to manage Kiss Daniel. She used to work for G-Wawa. She still works for G-Wawa.
Okay.
So probably why he would say that is because, like, the Nigerian industry, see, most times is either you have to be associated to a gang or something. See, that's why I said that, and it's true, because I've been around most of these guys. Is it that they're into something, like, is it that this person is in the same, I don't know, I don't want to put that,
we get that.
So that's the only way they work with you, and
so
it's true.
Clicks here.
Yeah, there are clicks here and there, So
very
true.
If you're affiliated with a certain clique that is not in good terms, with the other clique, you can't even work with the artist if you want the person or something and all of that. Okay, I get that. That it's quite sad, but again, politics is virtually in everything.
Politics is virtually in every sector. But then, how have you been able to manage it and scale through? You mentioned you're someone that does not give up, that you're on people's necks every now and then. So, what has been your coping mechanism?
I always have a big dream that, like, I'm always someone that wants to achieve that thing.
Okay.
You see, if I'm not there, I won't stop. Like, it's just a drive I have. I don't know, like, how to explain it, but like, the more I feel, to me, the more I feel, the more you tell me, oh, bro, that song is not nice. I'm like, oh, it's not like I feel bad, dude. Before I used to feel bad, but now right now I'm like, seriously, I want to work harder, like,
make it better.
Yeah. So like, I like people telling me pure truth. Like, I like hearing the facts about my music, not that you just come and listen to my music.
Have you genuinely had a song that you know that this song was not good at all?
Yeah, I've had songs like that.
So
many. When
what did you do? For the first time that happened, how did you feel? Like, for the first time someone told you.
Don't tell you.
Oh, they won't tell
You
you.
just have to play mind games with them.
But then you just said if they tell you your song is bad, you have to take, or they will. You just have to look for a way to make them say it.
Yeah.
But the first time you had to devise a means to make them say it, how did you feel?
Yeah, you feel a bit bad because they didn't tell you outrightly. If they had told you outrightly, there's a way you could.
You know, some people don't like to be told outright. They like you sugarcoat it. It's okay, but you should have done
they are
it
not
like
ready
this.
to win.
What? Oh, okay. I think it's different personalities. Actually.
Okay, let's talk about your music now. I know you said you're working on an EP. You have Vicavelli out.
Yeah.
Similar to Machiavelli.
Yeah. That's the whole idea, though.
That was the whole idea. Okay, so what bettered Vicavelli? What was the inspiration behind it?
I think that I just got a lot of money, and I was so happy. I think that's why the chorus is money from my belly. You can see me on your telly. Nothing go fit to tell me. Like, it was just me being bossy. Like, it's a bossy song. Like,
okay, let's just listen to the song itself. We'll be right back after this short break.
Swag that they come back again with the flow. That the girl is make them get low, my lady. Swag that they come back again with the flow. That the girl is make them get low, my lady. Me I no come here to bother. Me I just come here to bubble. Sipping on my heli, chilling on a daily. Chilling in my Vicavelli.